And he's talking about... Today on the show, we have a fan favorite, Scotty Kilmer. Today, he's actually attacking fellow tech YouTuber, Marquez Brownlee, or MKBHD as you know him. And he's talking about solar panels and why you shouldn't get them because you don't want to fall bait and victim. And the only thing that I'm initially sad about is that we didn't get the rev up your engines that we always get from Scotty. Let's dive in and see if he's telling the truth or if we're going to have to debunk him like we usually do.
But here's the thing, it's not cheap. Right now, a typical...
He does a lot of debunking. I just don't know where it is. So, this is hilarious.
Small solar energy system is around $25,000. But some systems can cost way over that. The actual price really depends on a variety of factors. Where you live, how big your home is, and even solar installer rates.
Okay, first let's talk about the cost here. Solar panels, and this is coming to us from Energy Sage, which is a partner of mine, they can cost around $30,000.
So it's coming from his partner. His information is coming from his partner. And, you see the cost.
Dollars to install, which is a huge number. But with all the incentives and everything else, it actually comes out to be a much better deal and much lower number.
Where do the incentives come from? Like, he's talking about tax breaks and government-funded liabilities. Right, it's coming from the taxpayer, so you're getting double charged. You're paying for the panels up front, right? You're paying for them, and then you're being taxed on it on top of paying for this. It's just, you guys, like, these young people, you keep falling for this malarkey. You guys need to get your head out your ass, because this is a scam. All this stuff, this green energy scam, is all nothing but a scam
than it sounds like. So let's talk first about the size of the solar panel, which is based on the kilowatt, and this is the peak output of the system. So depending on how many hours you're running at that peak kilowatt rate, that equals kilowatt hours of energy. So there's the actual speed at which the energy is flowing versus the amount of energy. So the amount of energy essentially is just a function of the peak times however long it was at that rate. So the average cost of a 10.8 kilowatt solar panel installation on Energy Sage, which is a marketplace all around the U.S. that does this, allows people to help find actual bids and everything, is $20,000 after federal tax credits, $20,948.
It's a company that wants to sell you solar panels, so I'm sure the numbers are 100% legitimate. Don't worry about it.
Be exact. Across 25 years, which is the warranty of solar panels for most manufacturers, you're going to save anywhere from $28,000 to $120,000.
Notice the term probably here. It says probably. You'll probably save. It doesn't say you're guaranteed or will pay the difference. Like, you guys need to get your head out, bro. Look at. And then they're just going to end up taxing you and charging you on the amount of money, on the amount of electricity you're generating from these panels, because they put in smart meters to detect all this stuff. So,
dollars. The panels themselves are a small percentage, only 12% of the total cost of the actual system. And there are federal and state incentives.
So they'll probably give you incentives on the solar panels itself, but all the supporting hardware and battery charging and inverter is probably not even involved in covered. Like, you guys need to pay attention to your solar contracts. These people are just coming in here and bilking you for money, and then you end up screwed paying all this money, and then you have to redo it in like 10 years when you need to redo your roof. You're adding extra weight to your roof. All this stuff is a factor, and nobody seems to want to. This guy just wants to keep pumping it up, probably because he got money tied in all this.
Which actually lower the cost by 30%. Now, that is the price that you're going to end up paying, usually. And there's a lot of factors we can get into those. But really the question is how long until it pays it back? Because essentially now, the energy being produced by your own power plant at your house is going to offset your electricity costs. And that is why you would even do it. This is known as the payback period. So
when you stop buying electricity from the power company, they'll just start charging you money because you're not buying it from them.
Again, from Energy Sage, you can see here that the average shopper on Energy Sage breaks even in about 7.5 years. Remember, these are warranted for up.
They're breaking even on what? Like, if you're financing these, if you're leasing these, you're not breaking even at all. You're upside down. And then he's probably not gonna talk about how when you go to sell your home, if you're in a solar lease contract, the people coming in have to buy the contract. They have to agree to the solar contract. Otherwise, you have to pay to remove these things off your house and pay to send them to your new house because you're still under the contract lease.
To 25 years and maybe even beyond. And usually that warranty covers everything from any issues you have with them up to the degradation, meaning even if they produce less electricity, if they do it below a certain amount, then there's a warranty claim and you get to replace them for free.
Good luck getting that. You realize they can just come out and hook something up to this charge controller and probably alter the numbers. And then they go, oh, everything's fine. I actually know somebody who went in with Solar City and their power bill ended up being about the same. Right? You're averaging paying the solar company and paying the electricity that you use. It ends up costing you the same amount of money as if you just paid for electricity.
Solar panels can ruin your roof, and it can happen in multiple ways, not just one.
Not just one. Crazy. Who knew?
Solar roof panels can cause serious heat damage to the roof. Remember, solar panels absorb sunlight. If a solar panel is in direct contact with your roof, the heat can transfer to your shingles or other roofing materials.
Just to be clear, they're very rarely installed directly on top of the roofing material.
Here's where you're going to give you the shit sandwich. He's like, hold on, but this isn't true, but this is true, and everything else is true, so no real debunking here.
There's almost always a rack system that gives them a little gap, I don't know, a few inches here or there, to actually allow for any kind of issues there, and also to keep your roof still intact underneath it.
Solar panels are designed to be waterproof. However, the installation process itself can damage your roof. I'm talking about the drilling and hammer.
The roof has to be inspected, and generally what happens is you have a roofer come out, because the solar dude, he don't know jack about roofing, and he just come out and go, I put on panel. And then roofer dude has to come out and go, well, if you want to put on panel, we have to re-roof because blah, blah, blah. So you end up having, instead of a $35,000 roof, you have a $60,000 roof. And then it ends up costing you that amount of money when you move.
And which can damage the shingles and roof tiles. But it's not just that.
Yes, of course. If you have someone that has no clue what they're doing and they're just putting holes in your roof.
Which is every solar installer there is, because they're not roofers, they're solar installers.
That could be a problem. That's why you hire an installer, someone certified, licensed, bonded, insured, all those kind of things that you
notice how he's saying installer, not roofer,
can actually go to, that knows what they're doing and can prevent this. Of the millions of homes out there, this is not a significant issue. You can look here on the Roof Hub and they can talk about how to avoid any issues with install.
See, you're talking about how to avoid issues. You're not the one installing your solar panels likely. It's going to be a company that you hire, and I doubt you're going to go with the highest priced guy or the lowest priced guy. You're going to go with the mid-range guy. And then again, he's going to talk about the quality of solar panels. I doubt you have any control over that. They're going to do the bait and switch, because you're not going to get up there and lift your panels up and take a look at what they installed after they're installed. But, okay. When the company's out of business and you go, hey, these aren't the right panels, and you're like, you got no case.
Solar panels. The key problems are the incorrect mounting, structural damage, leaks, wear and tear from the added weight and exposure, installation can void certain roofing warranties, and depending on the quality of the roof, there could be some issues.
See, so they're talking about voiding your roofing warranty. What are the odds that a roofing company and a solar company are going to just align together and be like, we're buddies, and you didn't do anything wrong, and you didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, right.
So you definitely should talk to a professional and use proper sealants and flashing to
you talk to multiple professionals, because that's who you're going to be dealing with.
prevent water damage.
You're going to be dealing with an electrician, solar panel installers, and roofers.
Have someone check them every couple years just to make sure that there's no added damage or stress to the roof. Also check that the warranty of the install includes any damages to the roof. Usually one of the first things you do when you get solar panels installed is you have the company come out and they check on whether...
Look at this stock B-roll footage he has of some dude just staring around like a construction worker. It's just hilarious. Like, you didn't need to cut to this, dude.
or not you need a roof. And if they think that you need a new one, you will actually do a new roof as well. And guess what? That usually...
And guess what? That costs a lot more money, ironically.
Is included in that 30% discount because it's all a part of adding solar to your home.
You should also ask a structural engineer qualified.
It's all about supporting these pop-up companies that just seek to take money from you. That's all it's about. Like, there's no longevity with any of this crap. It's like, why don't you just mount a bunch of computers to your roof and hope that the sunlight doesn't destroy them?
Solar installer to confirm that your roof structure can handle the additional weight.
Imagine that. Ask a professional that actually knows all this stuff and how to solve these challenges.
So he's debunking nothing. He just eye roll and laugh, laugh clown.
Scotty's disproving his own point here. He's actually contradicting himself pretty blatantly.
If you think solar panels function at peak performance for years, well, think again. As with all electronic devices, solar panels become less effective each and every year. The National Renewable Energy Lab estimates that solar panels degrade about 0.5% to 3% each year.
Look at him pulling in some stats from a verified source. I'm proud of you, Scotty. You're really turning...
More mockery. Like, oh, I'm so clever now.
New leaf here. And he's actually correct about this. When your panel gets installed, it will slowly start to become less effective, less efficiency, meaning the amount of energy it converts from sunlight.
But that's okay, because you're just a stupid pleb who should pay for solar panels.
Into actual usable energy starts to drop, and it is anywhere between 0.5% per year up to 3%, but across 2020
up to 3% per year. That's a lot.
5 years, you're going to get so much energy out of that it's really not going to make a difference, and there's nothing to say that you can't actually...
That's assumed, and varies on a lot of things. Like, if you don't live in a sunny area, you're not going to generate the amount of electricity that you hope to gain from this.
Replace and upgrade those panels and save a lot of money, because the panels themselves are a pretty insignificant cost of the actual system you install. So,
like, look at those shit on your roof. You got whatever these... And I've seen these solar installer professionals, like, putting these things in the shade. They put them under trees and stuff. It's like, what the...
You can actually kind of redesign and refresh a system after it's been in there for 20 years, which is such a long time when you think about how much it cost initially and how much money you're saving.
Because a company is offering you a 20 to 25...
Assuming you're in your house for 20 years, which this day and age... I don't even think people stay in their house for 10 years.
Your solar panel warranty doesn't necessarily mean it's the best company for you. You see, in order for a company to follow through, the warranty needs to exist in 20 to 25 years.
Not wrong, but the thing that he's missing...
Where's the debunking? Can someone tell me how this dude's debunking anything? This dude is a clown.
Out on here is that these warranties come from the manufacturer, not from the installer. The installer isn't likely going to give you a 20 to 25 year warranty. Now, if you have an issue with your panels, that means you need to replace them at some point. You can contact the manufacturer of those actual panels, not the solar installer, if they're no...
Which is only super easy. You call them, like, Taiwan or something. You're like, I need my panels warranted. And they're like, no English? I don't know. Like, they'll be like, we don't honor panel warranty for this company.
Longer around. So yes, there have been a lot of solar installers that have sort of came and went, but the manufacturers, you want to go with the reputable one, like REC for your panels, or any of the other big ones out.
You just talk about the one. He only knows one REC panel company. He can't name like 10 right off the top of his head. Like, what a joke, dude. Who's gonna go up on there? They're gonna go, hey, I need to see the brand of the panels that you're putting on there, and someone just slap an REC sticker on the thing. Go, look, these are the best panels they offer, dude.
There, Scotty seems to have this thing where he hates warranties. It's just words on a page to him. It doesn't mean anything. You need a mechanic.
That's absolutely what it is. They don't have to honor anything.
Fix it. Let's go buy a Toyota or whatever he says.
When it comes to how these panels are manufactured,
Versus you just like, go buy a Tesla or whatever you think. Okay.
it's anything but green. Manufacturing solar panels creates byproducts like toxic materials, hazardous products, and pollution. Also, transporting and installing solar systems have been linked with greenhouse gas emissions.
Sure, producing anything requires some amount of damage to the planet. There is no way.
So the solution is just double down on that. Right. You want to burn the candle on both ends. You want to pull all the fossil fuel you can right now to pull all these minerals and shit out of the ground right now to make these two things at the same time. Can't transition into the slowly. Everybody got to do the same thing at the same time.
Around it, really. But if you want to bring data and facts into the conversation, which he doesn't often like to do, we have a study from Nature.
These aren't. This is talking about facts like he's spitting them. No, come on, dude.
Sure. And if you don't know Nature, they are one of the most respected scholarly journals out there. This is where, in order to get published in Nature, you actually have to have some real findings from some real science, some real data analysis.
Understanding, okay, blah, blah, blah. This is an article. It says right there an article. It doesn't say a study. It doesn't say analysis. This guy.
Or meta-analysis, and then those are all peer-reviewed. A report that they put out a few years back showed that coal generates a footprint 18 times the size, while natural gas creates an emissions footprint 13 times the size of solar. We have to think about nothing is free in the carbon footprint world, but what is our best option here? Solar, as we've seen from a real study, from a real peer-reviewed source, is by far the...
So at the same time you're digging up all this stuff, you're throwing away stuff. So, right, you're like, oh, you just put on new panels. Where the old panels go? You're not talking about recycling anything. The green way, it's just buy new stuff, right? Warranty it out. It's junk. Just throw that one away and get a new one. That's the green way.
Best option when it comes to reducing the emissions in just the
which requires you to dig out more coal and then dig up more minerals to make right, dig up more fuel to make the minerals, to make the panels, to make the batteries, to make... Get out of here, man.
Act of actually creating the energy. Forget the added benefits of it being super efficient and not producing emissions after it's installed.
So, if there are any high buildings or trees in front of your house, well, these can block direct sun from hitting your solar roof panels, and your panel's performance will take a hit.
So before you just assume what he says or what any other person on the internet says, I want you to go check this out for yourself. So if you look up Google Project Sunroof, you can go in there, punch in your address, like I'll punch in mine here.
A Google Doc. Like, why don't you just go to Wikipedia and ask them, like, is putting solar panels on my roof a good idea? Or better yet, Snopes. How about you do that?
And I'll say, check out my roof. And it will tell me how well my roof is set up for actual sunlight, for solar panels. And so it can tell you all kinds of information about that. You can get the potential for the zip code. There's all kinds of stuff you can do in terms of understanding.
How does it calculate this? Like, just, jeez.
The effectiveness of where you live and if solar is right for you. So don't just assume maybe because you live in a place that is cloudier and gloomier, like, I don't know, the Pacific Northwest or somewhere, that it's not going to be a good option. Okay, so go here, go to Google Project Sunroof, punch in your address like I did, and then you'll be able to see exactly how good or not good your own roof is.
Lastly,
and these are the same people going, I don't want my thing on Google Maps!
How often does your area get power outages? If your area gets hit by frequent storms and other related weather that causes power outages, solar energy alone won't cut it. You'll need a backup battery to store energy for any long downtime periods. And that's yet another expense that only lasts a few years before the batteries go bad.
He said that these
You're using a heater more than ever, especially if you got electric heater. Like, what the hell's solar panel going to do when all your solar panels covered with snow?
only last a few years, then you have to replace them. Few years is not 10 or 12 in my book. I don't know where he learned English, but Powerwall, the Tesla
A few years is like 4.
option here, has a 10-year warranty. You'll be able to have any issues you have with that be handled by Tesla for free under the warranty. I know he doesn't like those, but that
There it is, Tesla stock pumper. Go out and get your Tesla stuff, dude, because I'm willing to bet you got stock in it, even though you'll lie and say you don't.
it's the facts, and that's how they are. And if you have more of the newer style batteries, the LFP batteries, like I have from Franklin.
Yeah, if you just ran out and got the newest technology and you just threw away your old technology, the green way, there you go. You're just saving the environment, dude.
Or Tesla has with the Powerwall 3, these actually have a longer warranty. So they have an actual 12-year warranty, and that's the energy
Amazing. A 12-year warranty.
retention warranty, right? If there's a failure, of course, that's covered. But even if they're not able to maintain...
Right, what if your house burned down? What if it burns your house down? Does the warranty cover your house burning down?
70% of the actual energy here, like this is 13.6 kilowatt hours for a single battery, then they will actually replace it for you within 12 years. And what that means is that these are likely to last far longer than that. Maybe they'll get slightly...
Likely. Untested, unproven, undocumented, unverified. Likely.
less efficient, but it's not like they're going to disappear. And of course, you can replace them over time, and that's where...
It's not like they're going to just disappear, because Tesla isn't a car company. It's not a battery company. It's not a solar panel company. What is Tesla? It's a robotics or an AI company now. So, yeah. No, wait, and the guy that owns Tesla is also some sort of social media guru. And he knows more about manufacturing than anybody on the planet. Let's not forget that.
If you look at the payback period, it's all about the money here. You can see...
It is all about the money, dude. You are 100% accurate. They just want money from you. Like, this guy actually telling you the truth. You just have to see through it.
That if you do have frequent power outages or have time of use pricing in NEM3...
Maybe when you have power outage, you just plug your Cybertruck in your house, and then you drain the battery on that. And then when your house is... you consumed all the battery in your vehicle, then you can try and drive it to the hospital because you cut your leg open on the door.
Like in California, a battery can actually be a great choice for your system.
Many solar salespeople will tell you that the federal solar tax credit is going to help you. Basically, when you install solar panels and other related technology, you receive a portion of the cost back on your taxes. From 2023 until 2032, portion is...
You pay less in taxes. That's all you're doing for that year. You still... the deficit's still out of control. They aren't cutting any taxes.
30%. That doesn't mean that the government will send you a check for 30% of what you paid for the solar panels. Instead, it means you can count this credit on your tax. But here's the thing. Some salespeople will tell you that the federal solar tax credit is going away soon. But that's not true. The 30% credit is valid for systems installed between now and 2032. Then it'll go down to 26% for systems installed in 2033 and 22% in 2034. The tax credit expires in 2035 unless Congress renews it.
Yeah, he's correct. I don't know why anyone would say it's...
The debunking is off the charts here, bro. You are just solid debunker. You're just telling truth every time I pause a video.
Expiring soon. It actually almost did expire just a couple years ago, and then when Biden got elected, he...
And then when they realized people weren't buying this garbage because it's stupid, they had to keep trying incentivizing people via government fiat interference and crony capitalism to continue to fund this boondoggle. Yeah.
Renewed it until 2032.
With your own tax money, by the way. Ain't paving no roads, right? You're putting solar panels on your house. That's what you're doing. And then you complain about the potholes in the road.
Like he said.
My Tesla broke a control arm because I hit a pothole on the road. Thankfully, I have solar panels on my roof.
and it phases out after that. And who knows what's going to happen down in 2032 timeframe? Are we going to renew it again? I mean,
so it's unsure of a couple years from now, but he's pretty sure you're going to get warranty on your solar panels and your battery.
it's still quite a ways away, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, definitely don't fall victim to someone saying it's going to expire soon. Do it now.
Don't fall victim to deadlines and ultimatums. Just do it now.
It's definitely not the truth. So what that means is that you can actually be pretty rest assured that regardless of being
you can be pretty rest assured, not guaranteed rest assured.
election year here in the United States, that whatever the outcome is, you're going to be.
You brought it up again. The election year. Every 4 years is an election year. It's like every year we get the rinse. What is it? Wash, rinse, repeat, and then everybody just got dumb again. Maybe they'll just eject everybody so they forget about all this crap.
Fine on this tax credit at least until 2032.
If you're dead set on going solar, the Federal Trade Commission also offers advice on finding a good solar deal. Certifying boards will help you to find certified solar panel installers.
I think it's a great idea. Actually, this could have been.
Here he goes, debunking again. God dang. This is a fair use frickin' video, so if I get copyrighted or claimed again for this crap, I'm gonna fight it. Like, this is, this guy's an idiot. Not virtually an idiot, he is an actual idiot. This guy on the screen right now, this guy, actual idiot.
Just this part of the video would have been a great short recommendation for people. There's also what I prefer, and yes, I'm biased because they are a partner of mine, and this is Energy Sage. So Energy Sage.
See, so here he is. He didn't say that this. I don't think this video stated that he was advertising or he's being paid to. So that's a terms of service violation. I think I'll have to go back and recheck this to see if it pops up there. But naughty, shame on you, Mr. Whoring out of the freaking YouTube terms of service.
As I mentioned, allows you to get competing quotes from solar installers, which are rated on the marketplace by other people.
It's called a paid promotion, and he's violating the terms of service because he didn't tell anybody.
Who have chosen them, and they break it down for you without giving them your personal information, so you're not getting spammed or anything like that. Nobody's showing up at your house or even calling you until you've chosen that they're someone you actually want to be in contact with. I did this when I first got solar panels about 10 years ago, and since then it's been
you see that roof? You should have looked at the thing fall through it.
Great partnership working with Energy Sage, and I've now had over 1,000 people go solar using this system. So it's totally free to you. You go there, you punch in your info, you get quotes, they break it down, and you choose whether or not to do it. There's absolutely no cost to you ever. So if you do want to avoid scams and anything like that and get some competing offers without having to deal with individuals and people bugging you, go to Energy Sage and figure it out. Link in the description. So I thought this was a pretty strange one from Scotty to put out. I don't know why he even mentioned MKB.
This is a pretty strange one for you to put out. I mean, not surprising, but every video you do is just ridiculous, bro.
PhD in here. It's something that's just trying to get more views, which, hey, it's the game we all have to play because the
it's called clout chasing, and it's exactly what you're doing.
Algorithm rules our world. But, you know, outside of that, I wish you would have brought more data, because remember, without data, you're just another person with an opinion.
You had zero data, dude. This was a joke video, just like your last one about the Cybertruck and Scotty. Just clown world, bro.